Now we fight!
So, guilty or not guilty? Whew. Let's see. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for your answer, Mr. White? Mr. Engar, your client deserves an answer. Mayor, I'm sorry. Matt Engar is...
Objection!
Franziska von Karma? What are you doing? Get out! You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix White? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off that scruffy fool. Did you bring them? 5 pieces. Do you have them? You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Martin. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine. His injuries are minor. All the items are inside this. What a filthy old coat this is. That's Gumshoe. I can spot his tattered rags anywhere. I apologize for its ugliness. There was nothing else to wrap the items in. I fought long and hard this whole trial. For what is inside that ragged coat? I'm sure that inside that coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final piece of evidence. Your final evidence? This trial is already over. All that remains for me is to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial. What?
Objection!
Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence down to the last. Unless Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence. I suppose you are right, Miss Redgerth. I grant permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, then they will be not accepted by this court. Now, Miss Von Karma, if you please. These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during his escape from the police. He must have been in quite a rush. Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence. Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there'll be something that will turn this whole situation around, like a miracle. I'm sure of it. That is all we can hope for. The first item is a pistol. Does the killer's pistol have anything to do with this case? Question more details on this. This is important. Does the pistol have any relation to this case? We have yet to perform a ballistics test, so I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with this case, at least with me. That's the pistol that he used to shoot you, isn't it? That's what I believe, yes. Oh, I kept the bullet they removed from my shoulder as a sort of memento. I'm sure it'll be an excellent example for the test. So that's the pistol that was used to shoot Franziska. It's probably not going to help us very much. We need to question more details on everything. We need to get as much evidence as humanly possible. The second piece of evidence is his videotape. I bet the killer took that from the mansion. Oh, that's important. Have you checked the content of that tape? Unfortunately, there was no time to. Oh yeah, but I would speculate that its tape is very important. Would you say that? Because he came back to his hideout for it. The killer went back for it? That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow, it looks like he managed to protect it from the killer. So the killer is no ordinary man. The last piece of evidence is his bellboy's uniform. Is that uniform here at the Gatewater Hotel? Question that as well. As much info as possible. Was that used during the crime? I'm almost certain of it. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets. There's no doubt about it. The killer was wearing this one on the night of the murder. There's one thing I found interesting about this uniform. And what is that? There is a button missing on this uniform. A button? It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it will provide us with an interesting clue. That is all I have to present, Your Honor. It's just as I thought. And? What is that, Your Honor? I'm sure we were under normal circumstances. Using some shady killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, our request is not who did the killing. It is who is the client. Yes, that is correct. And these three items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Karma. You may step down now. Wait, Your Honor! Please allow me to examine this new evidence. Overruled. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict. Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix! I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far, and you can't give up now. But no matter how you think about it, it's... Try. For my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are two ways out of this situation for us. Two. The first. Matt Engarde wished from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Huh? The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If Engarde himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostage go. That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible. The second way. For the killer to end his contract with Engarde. If the killer were to no longer think of Engarde as his client, then he would let Maya go. Mia? That's even more impossible. He is a man who values his duty towards his clients above all else. I know both these seem like impossible feats at first, but if you can make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The bigger problem is, he has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. These he was just shown. He's not accepting them. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what will always work for us? The other side? Wait, does she mean... You mean to turn things around? Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? The person who needs the evidence. Defense, prosecution, and the judge. We've all seen the pieces of evidence, and that is how we have come to know the truth. But there is one person who has yet to see them all, and that person does not know the truth. The truth? It may be what will bring about the miracle in the end. There is no objection this time, correct? Now then, I will now pronounce my verdict. Why do we all have to respectfully sit back and listen, kids?
Objection!
I have already told you, Mr. White. This court does not need any more evidence. I am not saying it's us that needs the evidence, Your Honor. Then, you want to show the evidence to that person? Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor. And Mr. White, for you always ask with such passion, I will grant you one chance. One chance? Please show your evidence to who you think is the white person.
Objection!
That's impossible! The sentence is reduced down to one try! One try. That is all I will permit. I have to try to remember everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix, think. There must be a way to save Maya while taking Engarde down at the same time. Now then, Mr. White. Let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show the evidence to? Okay. Yes, there's one person we need to show. Go to Profiles and go to Shelly the Killer.
Take that!
I see. And now, tell this court what One Piece evidence you would like to show this person. Show him the videotape. You see, remember at the very beginning that Matt said he recorded him being killed. He wanted to blackmail the assassin, but the killer doesn't know that. So if we show him this could change his tune.
Take that!
Well, what do you think, Miss Redgeworth? I think there is some merit to showing this evidence to this witness. Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier. All right. Looks like I managed to convince him. Riot, she's okay, right? Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about the speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence? Yes, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get it dispatched. That was most regrettable. However, with an order from my client, I was told to protect that videotape. I thought so. I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard. Do you know the contents of this tape? I was sternly told by my client to not watch it. So I've absolutely no idea. Actually, you are on this tape. Me? There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded. What? Is that true? Mr. White, who was it that planted the camera? Well, the only person who could have placed the camera at that scene of the crime would be your client, naturally. That was Agent Andrews. Be quiet and listen, Your Honor. Yes, sir. Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right? Yes. That was so they could film you. I had no idea. Mr. White, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why. Why did Matt Engarde film the crime scene? The reason why he did that might get out of this whole mess. There's the one reason why your client would secretly film you. Simple, he wanted to blackmail you. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. Oh, come now, Mr. White. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay, and even blackmail him if I want. Your clients didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelly the Killer? It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Yes, by a natural. That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use the people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness. Yes, you told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said you detest traitors most of all. Yes, that's right. But what if the traitor was your own client? What would you do then? That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then, that client would become my next target. For the honor of the killer name, even if it takes us eternity, I would follow that person to the end of the earth to exact my punishment. I see. That's all I wanted to know. So the traitor becomes the killer's next target. Ah, I get it. This is how we turn this case around. Mr. White. Yes? My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item. What the? I'm not an item! Naya, I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness. This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I am sort of... I don't quite get... Ow! Miss Von Karma, where did that... She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down the verdict. He's sweating bullets. Mr. Vanguard, it looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You will finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy. But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watch this tape. Help me. Now then, Your Honor, the verdicts, if you please. Is this alright with you, Mr. White? You've finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there is no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Be whichever way your heart tells you. Right, Chief. So it actually doesn't matter now. We have won. You can either choose guilty or not guilty. It doesn't really matter. What the hell? Let's plead not guilty. Congratulations, Mr. Engard. Please make sure to savor every moment of what little time you have left. Your Honor, as always, the defense pleads not guilty. Very well. This court finds the defendant, Matt Engard. Please, wait. What's the matter? If I get a not guilty, I'll be killed. I'm... No! Guilty! As always, looks like we have uncovered the real truth. Me? I don't remember you helping that much. Miss Redruth, how is that, Engard? I have left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full course meal of whip leather right about now. Very good. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness? Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society on my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair. She must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. If you're going to say you choose death, that is no concern to me. But after that, when I was all alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I had finally been saved. Wow, this is the first time I've ever seen her smile. I am really happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I've ever felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so very much, everyone. It looks like we have resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about. But everyone seems to be in good spirits, and that is good enough for me. That is all. This court is adjourned. You were great out there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time. But you have to look past all that to what's really important. You now realize there is something more than just getting a not guilty right. Yes, I understand now. Phoenix, Think back for a second. Think to the moment before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final piece of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make. Now then, Mr. White, let's hear the evidence statement of the matter. I can't count the evidence out anymore. I have to listen to my heart. Yeah, this is actually really important. You see, if I did anything else, I'd actually get the bad ending. Yeah, this has multiple endings this time, but I came for the good one. Should I try for justice, or should I say Mayor's life? My client, Matt Engard, is... He is guilty, or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then, and your answer? Your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Right! Gedref, I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody. Really? Oh, you're telling us the truth, right, Mr. Gedref? Yes, she's quite safe. She's on her way here as we speak in the patrol car. Mr. Byron is safe! You did it, you really did it, Mr. Nick! Ow! She punches deceptively hard for a kid. I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Thanks. Oh! What's wrong? Miss Von Karma. About earlier, thanks. Ow! Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix White? You lost. Your perfect win record has been crushed. And yet, you are still happy? I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you? Don't worry. She may in time, after all. I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth? For my own personal victories, and for guilty verdicts. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remained spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish move. I fought him in my usual manner, and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened, so I left the prosecutor's office. And I left that note, Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. That's what you should have. That prosecutor who has shamed himself with defeat should crawl into a hole and die. But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment that everything began to change. What foolish nonsense! We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant. But every time we do so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong in his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well. What? You trusted your enemy? It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is fight with the knowledge we hold and everything we have, erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach to one single truth. This, I promise you. The truth. Yes, that's the reason why prosecuting defense attorneys exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, right? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding, isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory, who ran away into the night. Is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick? You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me all those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why 1 year ago I made up my mind. I decided that Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least that's what I told myself. You pathetic fool! Miss Von Karma, I don't want to hear this wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You're no longer worthy of being a Von Karma, and neither am I. It's over. It's all over. Franziska threw something on the ground just now. This is the Germanic receiver. Is that the thing she used to track the little Gumshoe? I'll return this to this precinct later. There's something else. Hey, isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip? I never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this white. Okay. Nick? But Maya! Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! Oh, Nick, I knew you would come through. You got convicted like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me. Well, of course I did. You know I would never desert you. But we sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here. Whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pervert. Is it really that easy to do something like that? Thanks a lot, Nick. Don't mention it. Maya? Oh, Mr. Edgereth. I'm relieved you're alright. Hey, it looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgereth. Well, I suppose I'm a little different from when I was a year ago. Alright, I think it's time we got out of this depressing place. Huh? Where are we going? Food, Nick. Food. Grub, chow. I'm starved. I'm so hungry, even you look like a nice, juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick. You think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib, at least. Come with us, Mr. Edgereth, please. If you insist. Alright, so how about we hit up our usual burger joint? Don't be silly, Nick. Huh? This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. So I decided we have to make up by having another feast. Another feast? Come on, Nick. Food! Hey, pal. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Your Gumshoe! Are you alright? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I would hit a telephone pole of all things. A telephone pole? Then it wasn't a red light that got him? Yeah, did it again, silly boy. I felt like B.O.R. Hart was gonna give up me. I ain't joking. Yeah, it was more exciting than that very last episode of Steel Samurai. Thanks. Now look here, Mr. Sleazy Prosecutor. Did you reckon you bullied Mr. White so hard? If you didn't start being a knight to him, he might just kick it tonight, even. I'll keep that in mind. Well, come on everyone. Everyone, gather around. You're gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer. Looks like Lara bought herself a new camera. Well, at least we can put this messy case behind us. Come on, tonight's all about eating. Let's go chow down, pal. Amen to that, pal. Amen. You know, when you think about it, you were the one who saved the day detective. Huh? Me? You really think so? He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending. Ah, well, you know, it's... Oh, huh? Wait. That's odd. When I went off with the thing from Decadent's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir. What? 4? Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket. There was a 4th item? Ah, come on, you all, it's over. But oh boy, I tell you, you really are something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped, never the one with you, huh? You think? Why did you look so happy about that? And being shut away for 2 whole days. Weren't you scared? Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so helpless. So to keep my mind off of things, I drew a picture. Sounds like you had a hard rough go. So where's this picture of yours? Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mr. Maya's picture. You know, I don't know where it went. Ah, that's too bad. Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway. Ah, it sure is nice to finally see them both smiling again. What is it, Edgereth? This this thing is picking something up. Ah, that. This is the comments receiver. Thanks to her, I had the most awful experience in my life, sir. I can't believe she stuck a tracker device on me. That's odd. Even though you're standing right here? That tracker device seems to be at a different location. Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir. Well, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do. Huh? But Miss Red Chef, you haven't eaten anything yet. And you're eating away too much, you glutton. I had fun tonight. Now if you excuse me. Wait, what? I just want to say thanks, Edref. You really saved me out there. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough here. What if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel? Let's see. What else? What could I help present him to show that he helped me? Ah, the whip.
Take that!
What's this? Thank you. It's all thanks to you two. You and her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job. Yep. It looks like Mr. Edref has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mr. Meyer. Yes, Pearly? I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You, Mr. Nick, and me. Pearly, would you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me. Anyway, so who's paying for this lovely dinner party? As if you need to ask. Everyone say thank you to Nick. Huh? Yeah, I was kind of at the point where I can't even buy stints of noodles now. So I can't really put your name on the bill. Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself. This is Camera Shop and Hotel, see? And I just bought myself this good little beauty here. I'd say it better be anyhow for $3,000. Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all. Is this great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick. Why do I suddenly feel like screaming? Anyway, you don't need to hold back now, you hear? Yeah, pal, time to let it all out. This is going to be the first time I hear you for real. Go on, it's been a while since I heard you say. It's been busy being a hostage and all. Alright then, if you say so.
Objection!
You really came through for me, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro. I'm so happy that you could save Mr. Meyer, Mr. Nick. And I'm so happy for the two of you. Speaking of which, I think this hotel is a popular place for honeymooners. So I sort of maybe it's waiting for the two of you, just in case. Well, pal, it looks like I'm back on the force again. Miss Redgrove has a long talk with the chief, and he got me reinstated for my sake. And he said things like, letting that one go is bad for society. I knew it, crashing headlong into everything is the only way to live, pal. I, Maggie Bryan, am retiring with uniform as of today, sir. I'm going to be a waitress from now on. And bring smiles and joy to people who come by the restaurant, sir. I hope you stop by sometime, Mr. White. Yes. Are you here to visit patients? I'm Director Hottie. Ho ho. Recently. Yes, that girl, I haven't seen her around. Yes. But I remember if I even lay so much as an eye on her, I would go crack. Doesn't matter if I got whipped though. Yes. Ho ho ho. It's time to begin our quest of world circus domination, sweetie. Let the world know we are serious, having to make a fabulous flight to Zimbabwe. Hey Max, what do you think Zimbabwe is like? Do you think there are castles made of cake and bunnies who can talk? I think there are any other talking bunnies, even they won't laugh at most jokes. I'm ready. There's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears. I'm going to be more contemporary with my humor. Workers represent. We got a new act all worked out. Prepare for a circus. Say something, will ya? You're supposed to start this off. Get on with it. What's this? Drat! This is an ordinary electric razor tree charger at a stand. I can't believe this. Really? How long do they plan on making me do this? But it's Edgy Poo's idea, so that means it must have been deep hidden meaning. But why do I get the feeling they wouldn't forget about me, would they? I was never like this in old days. Everyone thought well of me. They used to... there we go. I appreciate everything you and Miss Edgeworth did for me from the bottom of my heart. Oh, that's right. I received a letter from Miss Von Karma. She said that after I get out, I shall feel free to consult her about anything at all. I'm really thankful to have met everyone. It has become difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my services, please be sure to visit my homepage. May we both be blessed with longevity. And then Shibata Gate 12. Where are you going, Francisca? How did you know I was here? With this? That's... I heard you were planning on things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in his coat, for example. And that's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage, but it's going in the trash, I promise you that. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he knows something very interesting. When I went off with the things from DK's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir. 4 things? It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. He put it in here? It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you going to do now? That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up. You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter. Francisca, so many expectations of everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what. And failure? Such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius. There's no doubt about that. But me, I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to. You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have been and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away. Speaking of that, White gave me this to hold on to. White, you knew something like this was happening, didn't you? I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip. You haven't changed a bit. You always left me alone and walked on ahead of you without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix White bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge. I see. You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today. I believe you can. Just like how Agent Andrews did. Agent Andrews? You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics, isn't that right? Today, you chased after me, after I had left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you are going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Francisco von Karma. I am Francisco von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now. So you better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth. Phoenix White. One day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you, I'll take good care of this fourth piece, so I can give it to you when at last we meet again. This is what marriage will the picture. There we go, and with that we are now done. This one I'll probably have to go into 2 parts, most likely, but yeah, definitely a lot of fun. I definitely threw it a pretty good game. But I did like the fact that this time, even though we lost the trial, we still technically won everything else, which is actually a pretty nice twist considering that we always got the not guilty plea. So it's actually a pretty cool idea that this time our client was actually not a good person. But overall I think it's a fantastic game. I don't think it's a bit annoying with some of the evidence, especially trying to point to some things in the picture. But I did hear that the third game in the series was actually even better than this one. So eventually I will get to that one, which is the last in the original trilogy. But I hope you guys enjoyed this playthrough, because I certainly did. It was fun, a little more relaxing than just doing anything too serious. With that, is Mastering 347, Game Title Object Platformer. Stay classy.